Welcome to a Pink Couch podcast, and our guest is an independent travel advisor. Now, Carla, that is my question to you. How is it possible in this day and age to be completely independent? Your agency, as I understand it, is not affiliated with any consortium, no back end connections, nothing. You have your own IATA number, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, yes, Nina, correct.
So explain this to me. This is like a revelation.
Well, first of all, I've been in the business for just about almost 20 years here from home and fully independent for that long period of time. So it's taken me a while to build my name up with building relationships with suppliers, airline, cruise lines. They all know who I am, first name basis. So I think that's the clue is to first of all have be a risk taker,
You do your
because
own contracting with all those suppliers.
I do absolutely I do, and the fact of being a risk taker I think enables me to in a way make my own rules but still following the rules of the game, right? But I think
Okay,
if you're not a risk taker, you don't get
yeah,
nowhere in life.
a risk taker, no kidding. And the question therefore arises before I get into how you've done that,
Mhm.
I want to understand why. Wouldn't it be so much easier to affiliate yourself with someone who already has all the contracts, who has the back end, who has all the systems in place, and you don't have to fork over however much it costs to have an IATA number, you attach yourself to somebody else's. Why do this all on your own? Why not go the other route?
I started with a consortium many years ago, and they were fine for what I needed them for. But then it got to a point where I didn't need all that they offered. And so I felt myself paying for things that I didn't really need. And so I I kind of figured that I can do this on my own, being that the risk taker, the kind of person I am, and that's how it all started. So I kind of jumped in with both feet in, and nervous, of course, as any risk takers do. But at the end of the day, I knew I was going to start very slow, but at 20 some years or close to 20 years now in the business, self-independent, I can honestly say now, Nina, that I'm seeing the fruits um, of my hard labor, and I'm truly enjoying where I am right now. So it's almost
So
like having a baby, you go through the pregnancy and it's hard, and then you give birth and you're excited, and then you see your baby grow and grow into toddler stage and then adulthood. You kind of lay back and now you see the fruits of your efforts, right?
so you pick up the phone, you're calling WestJet. Hi, I'm Carla in Saskatoon. I'd like to have a contract, please. How does that work?
Yeah, kind of almost like that, a little different though. So I go to the BDM in person, and I build that relationship with them directly, right? uh Same with any, not just WestJet, but any other you know uh, business out there. uh I start with building that relationship with those BDMs first, and then once that's done, the trust has been built, and it's a trust relationship, right?
Of
So
course.
once that is negotiated, I have to produce, right, for them to trust me that I am a woman of my word. And so that's how it all starts. So kind of what you said, call WestJet, but not really call WestJet. I call my BDM. So there are steps, right? So I can't just call the CEO and say, hey, yo, I'm Carla from Saskatoon. I want to sell your product. What do you have to offer me, right? It's
Yeah.
a little different.
And then you have to perform, as you said. And
Absolutely.
wouldn't that have been quite terrifying initially to presume that you will meet the targets when you were just starting out?
Absolutely. And that's the faith I have in my own business is, I am in trusting, right, that I will produce what they tell me to do, right? And so far, I'm a firm believer in speaking it out into the universe, right? not just in my faith, but out there too as well. And so when I put my target in my business plan, I put goals, right, every year. And so, and I meet those goals. And when I meet those goals, I hoot and holler, right? Amen. Another year. But
So
that's how I work.
now you're saying that you benefit from all the hard labor that you put in over the many years. What is the benefit for you? Is it financial primarily?
What? We don't get into this business to become millionaires. We get into this business to love what we're doing and to be able to get out of bed with a smile and being able to help clients become VIPs, right? And meeting them, their expectations. And I have one of my models here in my business is Sunset Travel, where magical memories begin. And that's exactly what I do is I make those magical memories for my clients. And they look forward to coming to the office. They look forward to meeting with me and having coffee. And then so it's a very symbiotic relationship that we built of trust, right? Of course. But at the same time, a little bit of pressure for me because, their expectations sometimes are a little high and their budget is not. And so I always have to be kind and nice enough to let them know, hey, listen, we're going to work together here as a group, right? And this is what I have to offer you. So
In terms of the fabric of the industry, though, we are based on a system that is basically built on consortia. So you are a consortium's worst nightmare. People
yes,
do
I
not
am.
want you to be doing what you're doing necessarily
No.
because the assumption is that there is an advantage to the volume that they can provide you with, to the efficiencies they can provide you with accounting and marketing and contracting and all of that.
Mhm.
And yet you said it was worth your while to go out there and do all that on your own. And of course, now you're established enough that you can coast,
Yeah.
I presume, to some degree. But
Yeah.
for an advisor who's listening to us right now,
Okay.
what would you say to them if they are actually considering this route? Like it's a balancing act, right? One is certainly easier in some ways, in many ways. The other one, I suppose, gives you a sense of independence, accomplishment, perhaps a bit more financial. But really, is it such a big difference in the satisfaction?
I would honestly have to say, first of all, Nina, is if you're starting new and maybe you are with a consortium right now and you're thinking, well, what do I need them for, right? First of all, you have to where you're at in terms of your emotional stability, right? Are you okay working by yourself? Are you okay? Because I know with consortiums, they offer 24-hour service. They offer,
Right.
lawyers and, accountants and what have you. So I would have to say is, are you okay? Are you a risk taker, first of all? And are you okay working by yourself? You don't need to be motivated yearly to go on a yearly annual, conference to get you inspired to proceed and keep going. And so, and I didn't need that, right? I'm a self-inspired person, a self-motivated woman.
I
And
just had a
so,
picture of the suppliers coming to your home and doing presentations on your couch for your
amen.
annual annual anyway get together. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I shouldn't interrupt you.
The only thing I would tell new agents or even, uh, well-known travel agents out there that have been in the industry for a long time is, first of all, you need your travel agent certification. Whether you're starting out or you're been in it a year, you need the destination knowledge. You need to get out there and travel, right? Obviously, we just came from Jamaica, and my brain is all Jamaica right now, right? It's comfortable right now, right? So, um, and the other thing is, you have to be self-motivated to be your own customer service motivator, you know, where you don't need an accountant to tell you what to do, what to say, how to do it, or lawyers for that matter. I have both. I have accountants and lawyers, but I don't need them, right? And so to motivate me,
And you now have
that
ICs that are part of your agency, correct? How many?
I have 4 agents
Okay.
that are independent contractors. And again, they all work from home too as well. And so most of them are, 80% of them are retired. And so they're just doing this as a side hustle,
Right.
right? Because like I said, don't expect to make millions of dollars in this business. You're just doing it because you love that customer service and you love to be able to travel, of course, and make your own time and that independency that comes with being your own boss too as well, and not having to rely on Big Daddy to tell you what to do and what to say, right? Like most of these
Except
consortiums do.
the irony is, Carla, that you are now becoming a host agency. So you
Yes,
may
I am.
grow to compete with some of
Yes,
the others out there
yes,
yourself. So that's
exactly
kind of
right.
an
Yeah,
interesting
that's
prospect. Is that
exactly.
something you aspire to?
Yeah, you know what? I built my business in that sense of legacy, right? What am I leaving behind for my kids? My
Having
goals.
met you in Jamaica and seen you in action, certainly I think you're an inspiration to a lot of people because you're very positive, certainly have a lot of energy, and are always front and center with you who you are and your presence. So I think that's probably infectious and helps you achieve your goals. And I think for the industry, that's a really nice example. And certainly, I think bringing in younger people, because you talk about legacy, we need the younger people. We need the youths. So I'm glad to hear you say that your children are moving into it. And so are you looking to expand beyond the 4 ICs you have now?
God willing, my business is set up to do that.
Okay.
So my whole my background is already in place for that. But I'm just letting nature take its course right now. And seeing, I don't want to jinx myself, but at the same time, I gotta be truthful and honest with myself that there's a lot of agents out there that want to go the easy route, right? And the easy route
Sure.
is
Why not?
joining a consortium. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy.
There's a
And
lot of
so
advantages. That's why it works.
exactly, exactly. And so I guess the people that I am after, because I'm not competing with those big end consortiums, of course. I don't have the market for that. But I guess what I'm after is risk takers, right? Are you a risk
Mhm.
taker? Do you follow your heart? Um,
I'm going
are
to ask
you
you what you mean by are you a risk taker? You've said that a few times, and I think perhaps we may have assumptions as to what that means to us without necessarily understanding what it means to you.
so for me, a risk taker is somebody that is willing to get down and dirty, by that time, are you okay not making money one month? Um, the next month you're probably doubling up your commissions, right? uh, because obviously in this business we work on commissions, so and it's not a steady income, right? And so based on what your volume is, that's how you can risk take, right? That's what I say. You're not in this business to be a millionaire. You're in this business to provide that service that you want your clients to have, right? And that honestly it's lacking out there. That one-on-one service is lacking, even though you might be with a consortium. But I know with consortiums, they do have levels of achievements, right?
Sure.
Higher brackets you get, and also they do kind of in a way promote sell, right? And so, and don't get me wrong, that's how we make our business, and that's how we make our livelihood.
Of
But at
course.
the same time, I also want to maybe bring along that customer service niche market, right? That is so lacking in this business and in this industry nowadays. That relationship building with clients, and that trust that goes along with.
Hmm.
I think we need to, as older agents, we need to step up and provide more of that.
A lot of good advisors out there. I find I'm shocked really at the level of professionalism and service I'm seeing as opposed to maybe 25 years ago,
Yeah.
where there was more transactional type of advisors in the industry. It's really changed. I admire, pretty much every advisor I meet for whatever they bring to the table because it is a passion. I think you can't do this without having that passion and that commitment. So It's really been a pleasure to meet the dynamo from Saskatoon, um, who decided to go her own way. I think it's fascinating. You're probably not giving us half the story because I'm sure there's a lot of sweat and tears that went into what you have done. I know starting Open Shot took a lot of sweat and tears, so it's never easy to be an entrepreneur, is it?
No, no, it's never is. But
Carla,
yeah,
thank you so much for your time. This has been such a pleasure to hear from you and your experience in building your business. Congratulations to you.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your time too, as well, to get to interview little old lady like me here in Saskatoon.
I'm a little old lady too, so two little old ladies. Happy holidays to you, Carla.
Likewise, Merry Christmas and God bless.
Merry Christmas.